right, you all. So we back from the break on Stay True Committed Podcast with your host Karen Oliver, and I am the owner of the Stay True Committed Podcast. We are back. If you are just now coming in, we have been continuing to talk about feeling unpretty, and we have talked about the conversations that we will be having for the rest of this month and going into September. And if you are just now coming in, once again, like I said, some of our topics are what we are discussing now: feeling unpretty, real connections, beauty uncovered, and skin importance. So we're going to talk a little bit about our health, and we are talking about health physically and mentally on this month and September. So we want to make sure that we are doing it. So we were talking about before break. I was discussing about the different ways and different tips and advice to give for making your baby steps to feeling confident in yourself and loving your purpose. Um, we were discussing about feeling unpretty and why we feel unpretty. And as I was saying before break, that it is important for us to affirm to ourselves or make those necessary steps, because those necessary steps means connecting to your future. Those necessary steps means connecting to your children's future, because whatever you're going through, whatever that is hindering you, it also will have an effect on your children. It also will hinder your children. Um, it's important that we make sure, as an adult, that we stay by ourselves. So our children can see that we are stable and that we are progressing, that we are making change in many ways of our life. And we don't know how much effects that could have on our children. Just like when our parents may have been going through something or was dealing with something that they couldn't cope with at first, but then they got help. We That had an effect on us as we were growing up, especially if some things transpired within our family. So when you feel like you are feeling that way or feeling unpretty about yourself on the inside, it's important for you to do the necessary steps. It's important for you to make the necessary steps to help guide you and to help lead you into your right destiny, to your right fulfilled purpose life. What's important to us is making sure that we're being at peace, making sure that we are feeling loved when we feel like no one else does. We look for I think we look for recognition from other people. We look for recognition from other people, and that's not the turn that we're supposed to make. The turn that we're supposed to make is turning to our own selves and saying, even though they may not accept me, or even though I may not be good at what they may be good at doing, but I'm good at something. That's something that you gotta say to yourself. You gotta say, I am good at something. And it's up to you to find your gifts and talents. It's up to you to know what your gifts and talents are. It's up to you to know purpose, um, what your purpose looks like. How do you know your purpose? How do you feel about your purpose? Where where is your purpose going to take you, and who is going to benefit from your purpose? Because our purpose is just not about us. And this is something that I teach on, you all. I talk about purpose a lot because that's what I teach on. That's my purpose, teaching on life goals and purpose goals. And if you're not in love with your purpose, and then what is it for? These are some of the questions that you have to ask yourself. These are some of the questions that you have to affirm to yourself daily. Like, why is I'm even doing this? You ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is the purpose behind this? Who will benefit from this? Why am I doing it? Okay, this is the question too. Why am I doing it? Do I have a story behind my purpose? Because everybody should have a story behind their purpose, and everybody should love their purpose. Everybody should fall in love with their purpose daily. They should. Everybody should fall in love with their purpose daily because there's a lot of us that say that we're purpose filled and we're not. We're walking around, but we're walking not with purpose. We're walking on top of it. So purpose is supposed to be walking with us. We're not supposed to be walking on purpose because we have to have that connection with what we love. We have to have that connection of what we desire. We have to have that connection of who is this going to help? Why am I doing this? Why is this needed? How and why? I have a purpose masterclass that talks about loving your purpose. I have a masterclass that talks about why you need to be in love with it. And I also talk about reasons why you may not even be in love with it. And that's because we haven't took the necessary steps to brainstorm and develop that passion for our purpose. And the reason why we haven't fell in love with it because we're looking at the fact of, well, what if? It goes back to what if or they. What if they don't? What if the people that's out there that needs what you have in your hands, you can't see them. You don't know them yet. You probably won't even ever meet them. But they're going to be lives that you're going to touch. They're going to be people that's going to need what you have, what you are developing, what you are, when you are developing your niche, when you are putting out that gift and talent, when you are sharing your gift and talent, when you're sharing your purpose and everything with the community, with the world, you never know who needs it. There's a lot of us as human beings that are still sitting down on our purpose, and the reason why the next person won't move, the reason why the next person is not bold enough, the reason why the next person don't have a clue to what they should be doing is because you are holding back on yours, and because you're still fearful, or you may know your purpose, but guess what? You don't love it. You don't have no love and no drive and no motivation for your own purpose. Why is that? These are some of the things that you have to ask yourself. And so those are some of the areas that I cover in Love My Purpose Masterclass. That's the name of my masterclass, Love My Purpose. And even though a lot of us won't admit to it, there are a lot of us out here that don't even know why we're doing what we're doing. And if we do know what we're supposed to be doing, why we're not in love with it. Is it something that you are supposed to be doing? Do you know that it really is your purpose? A lot of us, like I said, do know our purpose, but the thing about it is, I think the reason why we can't fall in love with it as well is because we're turning our backs from it because we're stuck in our own way. We're stuck in our own mind, saying to ourselves, "Well, I'm just gonna sit there and let that wait. I'm gonna keep that on the shelf because what if it don't make it? What if this or that don't make it?" We keep putting in our heads and our minds, what if this? What if that? What if this don't progress? What if this don't prosper? It's to me it's all negative talk. It's normal to be fearful of doing something that you've never done before, but you know that you're supposed to be doing it. And the reason why you're fearful of it because you know that you're supposed to be doing it. And that's the point of stepping out of your shell, stepping out of your comfort zone and saying, I'm going to do this. And it's going to reach to the person or the people that it needs to reach to. It's going to hit home for the ones that need it. It may take some time. It may take it may take over 3 years. But guess what? I'm going to progress at it and I'm going to make it good. And I'm going to make sure that I put my best foot forward, if that makes sense. I'm not going to I'm not going to dwell on what time things are going to transpire. Because let me just say this too, things are not on your time. I don't care how much we want to rush something, everything is going to fall into place in the right time and on the right time. It doesn't matter how fast we want it to progress, it's not. And you got to know that everything takes time. Everything that's beautiful takes time. Let me just say that everything that's beautiful takes time. And thank you all in the Wisdom Community app for coming on live, and everybody on the other platforms on live streaming. Know that everything that is beautiful is going to take time. Nothing can be a quick fix. Nothing that's beautiful. Nothing that's purpose fulfilled is going to be a quick fix. I don't care how you may try to rush it. If you try to rush something, guess what? It's going to fall apart. It's going to fall apart. I don't care what it is. If you don't take your time, it won't be right. If you don't take your time, it won't feel right. You got to let things flow naturally the way that it's supposed to flow. And I know it's easier said than done because I've been there. But you got to let things flow the way that they're supposed to flow in the right way. And that's why we need guidance. We need accountability because there's somebody that had to keep us accountable. There was somebody that had to cheer us on. Just like feeling unpretty, just like uncovering your own beauty. And that's why that's going to be the next topic we talk about is beauty uncovered because we're in our minds and we're worried about what everybody else is saying and what everybody else is doing. Put yourself to the forefront. Put yourself in the front and stop putting yourself in the back of the line. What is it that you can do? That's something I have to tell myself. Karen, what is it that you can do? Karen, you know your gifts and talents. So I have to tell myself, stay focused. Stay focused on what was given to Karen, not what was given to somebody else. And even if you're dealing with that and battling with feeling unpretty, there are ways, there's guidance. There's guidance out there for you. Surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself in a positive environment. Even if it's someone that you've known for so long and you don't see any positive or you don't see any peace in that. You don't see any positivity or peace where you're at. Move. Move away from that. You have to leave from that and move away from that. And just be mindful of the things that you're doing. Be mindful of the people that you are around. Be mindful of that. If you are trying to make an impact for the better and for others, and then you can't always be around, and whether it's person, place, or things, you can't be in an environment where people are uh, not giving you what you need. If they're not giving you what you need, and then you got to move on. You got to leave. And so we're going to be talking about beauty uncovered. We've been continuing today. I was continuing talking about feeling unpretty. Thank you all for coming in. I think my wisdom family got kicked off somehow. Don't know how. I got kicked off in that, but I will try to. I think everybody that was there that came on heard me, but everybody that is on the other platforms, thank you all for coming in. I am getting ready to end so I can do some other things. But again, if you have any questions or any concerns or would like to comment or share anything that I have been discussing, please feel free to leave your feedback. And I hope you all have a great Monday. Bye.